Jalen Hurts, let's talk about him. He wasn't perfect.
That's an understatement.
I don't think he was horrible. I think he's kind of who I told you I believe he is.
Would you say, if you graded that performance, was that any better than a C?
I was going to go C+ to be nice. Maybe
okay,
B-.
then you're an easier grader. My students would wish that you taught my class.
Okay.
I would say that was a C performance. Again, not terrible, but he put his team in a terrible position to start the game.
Yeah.
That is inexcusable. And dumb.
Well, a horrible
and he
interception.
Both interceptions were horrendous.
Yeah.
Horrendous decision-making. And to me, I expect Jalen Hurts with all his, and I'm going to say this, you can call it confidence, you can call it smugness. You can look at it both ways because he sort of has that air about him. For that to be your decision-making, and we're now in year 4 as a starter, that's completely unacceptable. And I'm not saying that he's going to do it this weekend, too, this Monday night coming up. I'm not saying it's going to be a trend. But I'll tell you this much. I expect a hell of a lot more after an off season that you wouldn't be making those decisions.
Well, and one of my biggest problems is 2 more interceptions, right? The fumble I'm not going to blame him for because that was miscommunication between him and Cam Jurgens, right? But it's 2 more interceptions. And last year he had the second most interceptions in the NFL, and I wanted that to be cut down. That was the thing that I needed to see most out of Jalen Hurts this year was for turnovers to cut down. And it was 2 bad interceptions. Like, it's not like he threw one up. It was a 3rd and long. The interception's just as good as a punt. It wasn't one of those. No, it was 2 bad interceptions. And it could be the new offensive coordinator, right? Everyone's trying to tell us to be patient with the offense. It could be the fact that he does have new weapons in Saquon Barkley and Jahan Dotson. I don't know.
That nobody misran a route.
No.
Nobody did anything that they weren't supposed to do. And by the way, on like the second interception, there were other options that he passed on.
Yeah.
And he's throwing across his body and in crowded territory. I don't get it.
Look, you know how I feel about him. I think Jalen Hurts is a top 10 quarterback, lower half of the top 10, and I think he's a guy that played over his head in 2022, but I don't think he'll be where he was last year or in 2021. I think he's going to be somewhere in the middle. And what I saw Monday night, Friday night, I'm sorry.
We're all screwed up because of this.
I saw bad plays. I also saw wow plays, which, if I go back to last year, John, I didn't see a wow play from Jalen Hurts until week 3 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It took 3 weeks to see the first wow play out of Jalen Hurts. I saw it in week 1 this year.
Was the wow play for me was Jalen Hurts dragging 2 defenders to get that first down on the final drive.
Yeah, there were multiple. It was that. It was the throw to Saquon. It was the throw to A.J. Brown was perfectly thrown.
I think the ball to A.J. Brown, I think that 20 quarterbacks in the NFL make that throw. With that kind of he had protection.
Yeah.
And A.J. Brown had space.
But I'm glad I have one of those 20. I saw quarterbacks. I saw Anthony Richardson, who I thought had a good game yesterday, miss wide open receivers left and right.
He did.
Bryce Young freaking sucks, right? And would miss the Titanic if he was still afloat.
Okay, this guy's a 4. I got it. This guy's a 4-year starter. This is year 4.
Right, and he made the throw. Like, we'd be freaking out if he didn't make that throw.
Oh, no, I expect that throw to be made.
So he makes the throw, and so I'm gonna point out the good things out of Jalen Hurts because I want to be as fair as possible. I'm also going to point out the bad because I do think that there are a lot of people that are waking up this morning listening to us having the conversation right now going, oh, why even pointing that out? They won the football game.
No, I think there's more people saying, why the hell have these guys not talked enough about Jalen Hurts not being good on Friday night?
I think that's my guess. 75 in favor of people who think Jalen Hurts had a bad game and we need to talk about this.
I think he had a bad game.
All right, then what do we have on the text line about it? You can text the show or you can call in at 610-632-0975. I thought his second half was much better. I don't think he had a great first half. I think he kind of played the way I kind of think he plays. I think he makes some great plays. I think he makes some bad plays.
Were you expecting, honestly, though, that wasn't the game I expected.
Me
I
either.
expected a much cleaner game than that.
Well, yeah, especially against a Packers defense like that.
What are they saying, Connor?
So we have a text here, no name on this one. What you should focus on during today's show is how they have talent at almost every position except for the quarterback. They won that game. This is how people are feeling. They won that game in spite of him. Jalen Hurts is not a great quarterback. End of story.
That's ridiculous.
Look, if somebody wants to look at the body of work from the last 12 months of Jalen Hurts, you can absolutely say he's not a great quarterback. And you're not lying. He's not a great quarterback. He's not great. If you're throwing yards. I think he's going to still have I'm telling you he's going to have his best year ever.
Okay.
And I still believe that. He's not a great quarterback. When I say great quarterback, I think Tom Brady's. I think
I never called Jalen Hurts that.
I think the top of your profession. I think great gets thrown around too much. There's not 7 great quarterbacks in the NFL. Great gets thrown around too much. I think he's a good quarterback to a very good quarterback. Very good was 22. Good quarterback was last year.
22, I thought he was more than very good. I thought he was great in 2022.
I thought he had a really, really good year.
But I never thought, John, we've done 120 some odd shows now at this point. I never thought he'd get back to it. Like, it's not like
I know you don't.
I'm not saying anything revisionist history on this Monday because he didn't play so great. I've kind of been saying that. I said that last year coming off of the 2022 season.
I think they played the hardest team on their schedule in the NFC last night. Now, after seeing Dallas yesterday, I'll go, okay, maybe it'll be Dallas. But honestly, you checked one of the boxes off. Your NFC schedule's not brutal.
No.
And to me, he's going to have games where Jalen Hurts is going to mop up against really bad opponents.
Yeah, you would
and put up some numbers.
So.
I would hope so.
I still think he's going to make some mistakes. I thought he was going to cut down on those mistakes, and clearly in week 1 you saw right away he did not.
Stupid mistakes.
They were bad.
They were stupid mistakes.
But here's my thing. So
a 4-year starter shouldn't do those throws.
I hear that text, and I almost. Read the text one more time, Connor. I'm sorry if you deleted it.
I did. Hang on, let me find it.
All right.
It was. He said the Eagles have all this great talent on offense except a quarterback.
The way I heard that text was, we're a quarterback away.
Okay,
and they're not.
Let me put it this way to you. And I agree more with the texter than with you on this one. And I'm going to just try to put it this way. Maybe the texter will be okay if I did it this way. Is Jalen Hurts in the quarterback club what A.J. Brown is in the wide receiver club?
No.
Is Jalen Hurts in the quarterback club what Saquon Barkley is in the running back club?
No.
So he's not great. Okay. He's just he needs to he has such is the Eagles offensive line in the O-line club what Jalen Hurts is in the quarterback club. He has all the advantages in the world. You can't have this stupid crap happening in games. He can't be just and it's hero ball. And we had it pointed out by 2 different writers in this town that talked about the fact that when they talked to Eagles players and people in the building, that last year they thought Jalen Hurts was trying to play hero ball. He did it again Friday night. That's got to get cleaned up. I haven't lost faith in him. I still think he can be. I still think he's going to have a hell of a year. But that crap has to stop.
See, this is where it's amazing, right?
It's got to stop.
This is what's amazing.
What's that?
Because he kind of played I think highly of Jalen Hurts. Like I want this to be as clear as possible because I know it's hard. I think highly of Jalen Hurts. I don't think as high as Jalen Hurts as a lot of people.
Even me. Like overall usually.
And that's why I think you and I and maybe me and the texters are having a different reaction because I watched that game Friday night and I said, yeah, that's who I think he is. Whereas I think you think higher of him than I do.
I don't think he's going to be a 2-interception-a-guy game.
No, not interceptions, but making mistakes. Like, I'm not surprised that he made mistakes. I don't think he is an elite quarterback.
Then you're not going to win the Super Bowl.
That's not true.
Then you're not. The thing is, though, then you're being too kind today. You're with that. If you have that impression of him, which is fair, I don't. He has to prove you wrong.
Yeah,
he has to prove your assessment of him wrong. But the bottom line is, you're being too kind.
What am I going to do? Come in here with piss and vinegar and say they got to trade for a better quarterback now?
You see, you're taking it too far.
No, he's got to be better in the game.
He's got to be better.
Yeah,
he has all the advantages in the world. He has the best wide receiver core. He's got a great offensive line. He's got a star running back. He can't play like that crap.
No, he can't play that crap.
So don't sugarcoat Friday nights. And no one's saying trade him. No one's saying He's not in the club that his offensive line is. He's not in the club that his wide receivers are or his running back are. It's up to him to prove he belongs in those places. And that's what I think people are asking of you. They're asking you and they're saying, Andrew, don't be so kind. You're such a kind man.
Thank you.
He is a kind guy. And today you're being way too kind. And I am the Jalen Hurts almost pom-pom shaker.
I just think